Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nadeau and Samantha Perry with you as we wrap up another 5-day racing week here at the championship meet. And it's great to be able to show you that picture right there because that means the weather is perfect out here. The main track is fast. The turf is back in action and firm. Of course, we ran the stakes on it yesterday and we'll show you that as well. The Tapeta is there too. But a big Sunday here in Hollandale Beach. We've got a strong 10-race card, and like I said, it's great to be back on a firm turf course, and that is kind of highlighted by the Rainbow Six, which is now up to $250,000.
It is indeed. This is an exciting day. I told you this many days this week that this is a good sequence here today. Going to take a crack at it. Look at this, over $250,000 in this estimated pool. It has been spot on lately. I would suspect closer to 300 today. Good sequence, and we'll have Ron's ticket a little later.
Yeah, we'll have Ron's ticket a little later, and a couple turf races are firmly in that sequence as well, including the Captiva Island, which is, no pun intended, a very captivating race with certainly Stone Silent, an accomplished girl now, one of our favorites, getting back to doing what she wants to do, and that is sprint on the turf course. So that remains to be seen. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But front and center is the early pick 5 here on a 10-race Sunday card. We've got already $26,000 so early in the betting. They've been really sending it in on those tickets. We'll take a look at my sequence now. It's a $45 play for me. I'll throw a blanket on the opener. No opinion really at all in here. 3 deep in race 2 with the top pick to the 5, Lady O'Brien, for Saffie Joseph Jr. In race number 3, the 4 on top for me. James Gang, not going to try to beat him. Not my best bet of the day, but that's the single I need and what could be a pretty tricky early pick 5 sequence. 57 in race 4. The top pick is the Esperon, and in race number 5, the top pick is to the outside, and that is the 8 in Awe, lightly raced filly for George Weaver, catching a crew that is kind of sort of stuck in neutral in that spot there. $45 on this early pick 5 ticket for me. Let's start it out in the opener. It's a clean race. 8 of them go to post. This $16,000 maiden claimer for the 3-year-olds, 5.5 on the Tapeta, and you are all the way to the outside. First shot fired for Sandino Hernandez, who, if you're playing this ticket, this is a must-use.
It is big time.
Yeah.
This is a very wide open race. I don't trust anybody. It kind of looks like none of these guys really want to win.
Yeah.
First shot fired, though. This is a horse that faced similar field last time. Got fanned a little wide. Chased fast fractions. You've got a Misael here, Mio. Good outside post. Let's see what we can make of it.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's a spread race, and you're going to get a little value on your horse because you don't want Titan or Weekend Concerto at you're sitting at 8-5 right now, very early. I'm just throwing something at the wall with Bigly Deal. Not my long shot. I made this horse 8 on the line because this is Jorge Delgado and David Egan, and the only time he was in the barn, he was in a maiden special weight. Now, it's so early in the betting, sitting up there at 24-1. I will say this. If this horse is 24-1,
run away.
Run away. You don't need to play this horse. But just a newcomer here. Lasix is on today for the first time with Jorge Delgado.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference.
That's all. I don't know. We don't want Titan. We don't want. I mean, you can talk about Weekend Concerto if you want, who's going to be a short price, but just a tough horse to trust.
Yeah, I don't trust anybody.
No, I think that's the bottom line here. Good news about race 2 is we are on a firm turf course here in this maiden special weight for the 3-year-old fillies. Couple of scratches of the 7 Big Beautiful and the 9 Highland Light, which was definitely, she was a player. I'll retweet my ticket out there because it's a run back of my early 5. And you are on the 2 Royal Wintour, who we're going to show a replay.
Yeah, this was her first start. We'll pull it up. This was Ron and I's, I think, long shot this day, or my pick, Ron's long shot. This was a close race. She was working really, really well coming into this race. She's not very big. She just had a perfect rail-saving ride by Jorge Ruiz. I liked the fact that he never tried to angle out with her, but watch her as she buries down here. And this was a solid effort. It's hard to do that as a first-time starter. It's hard to do that on the rail, and she galloped out so well.
Yeah, I my note just said dream rail run the entire stretch. She saved every bit of ground. They timed that race with a sundial, too. That worried me. But I've got her. I'm not going to not use her because Graham is not a guy, Graham Moshe is not a guy who's going to crank him up. It was a very encouraging debut. You know, she's drawn in. I think it's important that she's drawn inside here too. And let's just be honest about the totality of this field. This is not the best maiden special weight on turf. So she's a major player in here without a doubt, and she's certainly an A on my ticket as well. Lady O'Brien for me. This is a rise in class. I get that, but I liked her turf debut last time for Safi.
It was a good one, and she stuck around.
She stuck around, and that's big.
It is, yeah, and there's really not a lot of speed in this race at all, so I think this is an encouraging move. And yes, technically it's a rise in class, but like you said about this field, not really at the same time.
Exactly, and the horses that chased her last time got completely fried. The 2-3 horses were 5th and 4th at the line, and they were well back, so I think it kind of flatters her a little bit too. Hey, Razzle Red's a giant number here, Riley Mott.
He's having a good meet
he
right
sure
now.
Is.
He is. There's a work 4 starts back. It's 59 on the grass now. There are no works on this filly, so I don't know anything. But Twirling Candies can run on anything. They can run on Hallandale Beach Boulevard if they choose. The dogs were the cones were not out on the grass that day, so usually those turf works are always faster. But I don't know. You get Junior Alvarado here too, and maybe something goes on.
You know, Riley's 0 for 30 first turf. There's a couple we talked about this yesterday. Now, we were off the turf yesterday, unfortunately. We talked about this yesterday, and I think it's front and center today as well. There are some horses. You have a horse in the last race you like a lot. I've kind of felt like maybe these are horses.
Getting a tightener
for Keeneland. I don't know. You know, that's the only. That was my thing about a few of these. So just kind of take note of that. Maybe a little bit of a tote board race. Unfortunately, we do have a key scratch in there that'll affect the odds too. But that's a horse that could be a very big price. Like Ronnie says all the time, we've got exactas, we've got trifectas, we've got superfectas.
Taking his line.
Well, stealing his line.
Yeah.
He'll tell me about that
he
too.
Will, yeah.
Race 3 is on a fast main track. 3-year-olds and up in here now. 7 furlongs. It's a 2L. 8 is the tag. We do have a scratch of the 5. Big Toby is out. There are no Big Toby was a 3-year-old. He's out.
Yep.
We're both on the very, very logical horse James game.
Yeah, this horse, if he just runs anything like he did last time, he should win this race. It was a good effort. He did all the hard work on the front end. He still stuck around, and now you're dropping again.
Cutting back a furlong too.
That is
and
key.
I think that's key. Now, if nothing else, we've got some differentiation underneath. That's a word, right?
Yeah.
Pure Crazy Groove, the 7 for you.
The half to Grooven, the good dirt sprinter here. Blasis goes on for the first time. It was not a good race that he won. No. It was nothing to write home about, but just maybe somebody can fill something out underneath.
Well, I think that's very well said, and he will be a price as well. Shot 10 for me. Interesting claim by Paul Valerie.
Very.
Who doesn't do this often. We like the work he does. This is a horse that's 1 for 16, so I think that's significant that he would dip in and grab this one. Yeah. But, again, I think I speak for you when I say the gap from the top pick to the rest is a pretty seismic one. Race number 4 now. We'll sprint 5.5 on the Tapeta here. It's a state bred optional claimer for the 3-year-olds. A couple of scratches of the 1 Rum Saint Esprit and the 4 And You Wish. So a ton of value. Unfortunately, is out of this race. We've got the whole gang here, just a little mix and match with the order. But Esperon is and always was going to take a heck of a lot of beating in here.
Well, this horse just has so much speed.
Yeah.
And we saw yesterday, at least earlier in the day, that if you were up front at the top of the stretch, nobody was going to pass you.
That's very well said.
Yeah.
And the scratch of And You Wish is not only monumental to his chances, it's monumental to the pace of the race as well. And he just looks like the old gone goodbye. Raging Fury is getting everything thrown at him today. The equipment change, first time gelding. We'll add the big L too. Lasix goes on.
These are good moves here for a barn that does well off of these kind of rests, layoffs, rests. Edwin Gonzalez, wow, he had a day yesterday.
Good for Edwin.
That was
right?
awesome. Yeah.
You talk about guys like that, Lionel Edwin, Miguel Vasquez, a lot. They get, they kind of get forgotten about during the championship meet. These are top-notch riders, and Edwin had himself a day. Great to see.
Yeah, it is. So he knows he's very good with these Tapeta rides and timing them up.
Absolutely. Listen, lightning clouds, you don't have to believe it. I get it. That's fine. He was 23-1. He ran massive.
He did.
Last time.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
No.
But he won off by 5, and he's 2 for 3 now on the Tapeta. You take that race at face value, he's the main threat to the favorite. Now, 23-1 last time, a lot of people are not going to believe it, but don't sleep on that one there. But the scratch really hurts him because he needed some hitting.
Yeah, he did. I don't know if he'll get enough with Esperon.
All right, 4 down, 6 to go on the 10-race Sunday card. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, it's Rainbow 6 time, $250,000 in the estimated pool, and Ronnie's got a ticket. He'll be with us later. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
New DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you. It is a steamy day here in Hollandale Beach, but come on out for a Sunday fun day at Gulfstream Park. We've got 10 really good races. We are on a firm turf course today as well, and as we alluded to before the break, that Rainbow's up to $250,000.
Yeah, and it's a really, really good sequence. Excited to get into it here.
You've been amped about this for a few days now, and I don't blame you because this is the best card around today, hands down. As it should be, and let's take a look at Ron's ticket here now in the Rainbow. There we go, the 43-20 for Ronnie and a 3x3x3 pick 3 to start it off. Race 80's a little bit tighter, too deep in there, and that is the Captiva Island, and he's got the 2 very logicals. If Stone Silent or Accomplished Girl don't win it, I will be surprised in there. Here is Ronnie's, I'm going to assume, don't quote me, but I'm going to assume this is his best bet, Patu Road, for Chad Brown, second off a layoff. Few scratches in there, oddly. I don't know why. And Ronnie was a little peeved in the office because he lost his long shot in the finale, and it was the 11 Creed's Gold, who probably was going to try to pop that field so that it is a significant scratch. So he's 4 deep, and as Ron will be the first to tell you, can't have 2 long shots. So we'll have to wait till Wednesday for another long shot. From the master of long shots, Mr. Nicoletti. He'll be out here for the opener with me coming up shortly, but let's get back into this sequence now because as Samantha kind of hinted at, and as I wholeheartedly agree with, it's a darn good sequence as well. It's cool we get to start it out on a firm turf course in race number 5. $40,000 maiden claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Will go a mile and a 16th. A scratch of the 7, Erilyn. You've got a replay to show.
Do we want to show the tropical turf?
Oh, we got. See, it's 2 days in a row. I jumped the gun, and it's an actual tropical turf today.
It's a real turf.
The nerve of me.
Tropical turf.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
You can play it a few times here.
Who did that math for you?
I didn't.
I know. Okay.
Is it wrong?
No.
Oh. Okay.
We'll give Robles a shout out for that one.
All right. Anyway, I'm not a maths person here, but. We'll get to this, but I love this sequence, and today's a day where I can make a lot of money because I have such strong opinions, or I'm going to be completely wrong and make none. But at least I've got a strong opinion, which is good.
I like this ticket because if everyone has followed us in this space and on Twitter as well, you usually give out 48 or 36s, 27s, and so this is kind of showing how strong of an opinion you have here. Yeah. And I'm with you with In Awe. We can bring the replay up now, guys, because, I hinted at this at the start of the show. There's horses that I said are stuck in neutral, and then there's In Awe, who's run one time, and this was it.
Yes. This was a big rail ride, similar to what we saw with Royal Winter. Now, the rails were down this day. This horse just is flying on the rail, which, by the way, Searchy, we get in the race. Madikit's Arrow, we get in the race. Watch this horse gallop out, though. Look, 2 jumps later, and the horse is already gone.
Yep.
Goodbye. First time out for George Weaver. He doesn't get him. He's not one that's trying to rush one for first time out. This was a big move, and I love the post here today.
The only thing I want to say, and I picked this horse too, so I'm with you. The winner that day was 20-1.
Oh, yeah.
A $1,000 purchase by Steve Dwoskin. So golf clap to Steve for getting her home. My point is, I don't know how strong a race that was. That's all.
That's fair. I don't think this is a strong race either.
I wholeheartedly agree with you there as well. Madikat's Arrow, I mean, well, this is George's other horse, and you get Irad here, and that's why she's 9-5. You can have her.
Yeah, we weren't really focused on her in that replay, but she does the same thing every single time. She's set up perfect to win, and she just can't close it out. She won't do it these last 2, and she should have in her last 2 races.
80 cents on the dollar last time, and 17-10 the time before that, and 0-for-9 now, and those are starting to add up a little bit.
And Irad's been on her the last 2.
And Irad's been on her the last 2. I do think I didn't want to put her even in second. Good point with Irad. I put Factor That in second, and I think she's dangerous in here because this is a legitimate drop for her. She was in a real maiden special weight last time.
Yeah.
Right?
I put notes on this race that she was trying to she was lugging out on the turn, and I put getting out bad on the turn, and I rewatched the replay because I was ready to show that. It wasn't as bad as I initially thought, but she was trying to get out, and that worries me a little bit with her.
Second off the layoff here as well. Yeah. I want to fade the winner next time, Johanny, but I think she's a player in here because, like I said, this is a legitimate drop, and we're second off. Race number 6 kicks off the late pick 5. Samantha's got that ticket as well. Let's take a look at it before we get into this race. A good one on the dirt too.
Yes, it is. This race we'll get to race 7. Pardon me. Just throw a dart at it. I have no idea, honestly. Race 8, that's our Captiva Island. I think you only need 2 horses from there, and it's the 6 and the 1. Race number 9, again, throw a dart at it. I've got no rhyme or reason. Initially I had Patu Road on top, then I looked at it a bit more. Not so sure about that horse. And then in the finale, this is my long shot, but I'm also just going to single because I really do love this filly today, and that's Sweet Rebecca. It's a $40 play.
All right, we'll take a look now at race number 6. We are on a fast main track, 6.5 here, 4-year-olds and up. It's an optional claimer. It's a clean field of 6. Boy, if Great Navigator's ever going to get it done, it's today because the races, the 3 graded stakes races he comes out of, hardly disgraced in any of them, just tower over this field. I don't know. I don't trust him.
I don't either. I completely agree. I don't either. I'm wondering, does he not like Gulfstream? I don't know what his deal is. He's got 4 starts and has only hit the board twice. It's a big drop. I think this horse all along is a sprinter. So now we get to see that today. Paco Lopez has done the best work on this horse. So we'll see.
Oddly, in a dirt sprint, there's no speed at all, with the exception of Turbo, who's on the comeback here. And he's never really been confused with being fast. So Paco breaks running. We're on the lead here.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I'm on the best horse. Come and get me. I can't not pick 333, okay? I'm going to show you why.
Yeah.
But I really do worry, admittedly, that this is just going to take a lot out of him. Here's the old "they're off, you lose." I played him. I had him on top this day. I played him this day. He was literally a month and a half the best in this race. Okay, the race is over here. But what happens now, we're going to fast forward. He's so far behind the 8 ball. We're going to show it again just to see how drastic. It was a heck of a job by Miguel to stay on for Pete's sake.
Exactly, yeah. And look, he's not even there.
No, and here he is just such a huge run.
Yeah.
Of course, King Cab's not going to win. He needed Tapita in 5 to get it done. Goodness, I don't even like watching this replay.
It was a tough beat there.
He was so much the best in this race.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I've got to pick him here. Everybody saw it last time. It's going to be tough to double up.
Yeah.
He ran so hard.
He did. He really did.
Really, really did. Braun and Brow, I mean, see, here's the thing about this horse. He's a Louisiana bred. He's got no speed, but you got Cassie and Irad, and so that means you got to take an underlaid price on him. I don't know if he's good enough to beat this group.
So just in complete degenerate way, I was playing Delta.
Obviously.
This night, and this horse, he could have won this race backwards, but this was a very muddy track that day. At Delta, you don't see them win like he did from out of it, and he came up the rail. You never see horses from my degenerate gambling habits. You don't ever see horses win up the rail like that at Delta, and he did it. He was much the best, but still, I got to give him some credit for that.
No, I get it. He's going to get bet. He'll probably be lower than 3.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know what you're going to get from Turbo. We haven't seen him in well over a year. He's never done anything but run against 2-year-olds and one time against 3-year-olds. He's a cool horse. Lasix goes on. I just kind of feel like he might need a race. That's all.
I agree completely.
Late pick 4 in race number 7. Let's take a quick look at my ticket here before we get into it. And that ticket's $18 for me. You can see the single, my best bet of the day, Accomplished Girl in race 8. That is the Captiva Island. In race 9, the top pick is the 9, Patu Road. And in race number 10, my long shot is in there, and that's the one, Streeterville. Now, there's the scratch in there is going to take a little heat and value out of that race. But let's get into the 7th. It's on the Tapeta, a mile and 3/16 in this maiden special weight. I don't know why, but there's excuse me, race number 7. So we're good here. The scratches were in a little bit later. Field of 8 here. You said it yourself, and I don't disagree with you. This is a tricky race. Wow, take your seats, huh?
I don't like anybody in this race. I really don't, but I do like the fact that he's got a race under his belt. I'm spreading here. I can't tell you anything with complete confidence, obviously.
I just hope you get 6-1 on this horse.
Well, I'm not going to bet the horse.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, bet in a sense of betting the race flat here. Yeah.
Right. He was dreadful at Tampa. He wasn't bet at Tampa. Chad's got, a lot of his turf horses over at Tampa. Now he ships over here to try Tapeta. Irad is here. That's a positive. Seth Klarman owned. So we'll just see what we get on a horse. I think it's kind of significant. He didn't really take any money that day.
Yeah.
I was fading him. Breeze, I don't have anything going on here, but Breeze at least drew well and has a big third over the Tapeta at this trip, too. And speed.
Yep, that's going to help.
We're mixed. Yeah, we've got the 3 and the 2 as well. War Officer, Todd and Jose Ortiz. Homestead ran very well last time, too, behind Sergeant Pepper, who, we beat up Sergeant Pepper.
He ran well.
He ran well now, and I think he might be set up to be okay this year.
Yeah.
So that could be a good race to come out of as well. The 8th is a good race. That is for sure. The $100,000 Captiva Island. It's the sister race to the Silks Run that we ran yesterday. Fillies and Mares sprinting 5 on turf in here. And, let's start. Let's start with Accomplished Girl because we love her, admittedly. And we know she wants to sprint on turf. And I have to think it's a testament to her ability that she was 2nd in a grade 3 routing and a pretty darn close 8th in the Pegasus World Cup turf.
She tried so hard in the Pegasus World Cup. I mean, look at her at the 8th pole where she was.
Right there.
It was absolutely incredible. Safi's done such a good job with this filly from last year to this year. We've watched her grow. Quite literally, she's put on about 200 pounds since last year to this year. She's done well. I mean, she is a line this year right now where she could, just explode.
Yeah, we've watched her mature, too. I think that's
the huge.
Right.
Yeah, mentally, she's been so much better. Yeah.
Yeah, Safi and the team have done a great job with her, and you could talk to him about it, and he had a lot of headaches with her.
He did, yeah. She was the problem child, but now he's done a good job with her, and he's never pushed her into anything that she hasn't wanted, so that's good.
And she's drawn perfectly because there's plenty of speed in here.
Yeah.
Now let's show you the race that Stone Silent won last time, the Lady Turf Sprint, where she beat Fulminate and the Arcadian Way, and she did it impressively.
Yeah, she did. I know you were against her first time. I think you were kind of against her this time as well, and she just keeps on keeping on here. She just made a huge stock and pounce move. She galloped out with her ears pricked. Fulminate, I don't think this horse is going the right way. We don't even see Arcadian Way in the picture. She didn't have to do much to get that win. This is a tougher field for her, though.
With a capital T. We like Choose Joy. Job Steve Dwoskin's done with her. She ain't no Accomplished Girl.
Nope.
This is a big step up today. poorly drawn on the inside. Not that she needs the lead, but Junior is going to have to work out a trip from down there, and I think that's another reason why it makes Accomplished Girl in a pretty darn salty spot here as well. Late double kicks off in race 9. This is the 1 1/8 to Peter race. It's an optional claimer, 4-year-olds and up. I kind of jumped the gun here. The 5, 6, and 7 are out of this race. Kind of a little bit odd, but take note of that. Edwin Gonzalez is going to ride the 3. And you are on the 4, Seagrin Fast Boy. Unfortunately for you, a lot of value is out of this race. The G with the circle, right?
Yeah, the first time gelding, it was a big number he ran last time. I don't know where that race really came from, but he ran well. That race 2 starts back was a key race. It produced some next out winners, and that was good. Again, you saw my late pick 5. I am spreading in this race.
Yeah, for sure. Quick look at Patu Rowe, guys, on the replay. Ran very, very well last time to be headed out in a race. First start for Chad Brown. First start since March 30th. I would think there's only one way to go for him today.
Yeah, you would think it's up. And even if he doesn't go up and stays the same, it's going to be a decent effort here.
Absolutely. And I believe this is Ron's best bet. He had him singled in the Rainbow Six. We'll have Ronnie out here for the opener, and he'll certainly be out here for his ticket. Listen, they all have to beat Paramount Prince. There's no doubt about that. He won the King's Plate last year, the former Queen's Plate at Woodbine. I just don't know if he needs the race, and obviously these are not restricted races. I will say this, Mark Cassidy had the 6, Sir for sure, who was another Woodbine King's Plate kind of horse just a year later, and he scratched him, so certainly Paramount Prince is going to be trouble in here. Finale is a good one. It's a maiden special weight on the turf for the 3-year-old fillies here. The scratch of Ron's long shot, the 11 Creed's Gold, as we go a mile on a firm turf course. I want to let you talk about your long shot, who might not be a long shot now, not only with the scratch, but big pedigree on this horse, a Brendan Walsh firster that I texted you and we talked about. I just thought maybe we're waiting for Keeneland for a guy that doesn't crank him up, but you show him why she might be ready to roll today.
Yeah, well, she's working incredible here, and Tyler is aboard this work that we're going to show you. And
Tyler's his main guy.
And Tyler is Brendan's main guy here. This horse, the way they worked, they fanned out in a line of 3, which is a very European way. She's on the outside here. She's a beautiful filly. Now, I know she's not 100% cranked here, but even if she's 90 or 87% fit, and watch her just gallop out here. She just is a beautiful traveler on the grass. Even if she's not 100% fit, she doesn't need to be to win this race.
Tab the tote board here. You don't want to see her at 8-1. You want to see her live.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a good sign.
No. But, I didn't bet Sassy Princess last week, so never mind.
Yeah.
They haven't been betting Britain's horses, to be fair.
That's kind of one of the reasons. First, there's big pedigree here. Full to Sweet Melania, who we know very well, multiple graded 3 winner on turf. I didn't have anything clever. Streeterville's my long shot. She's inside. She's a candy ride out of a Warfront mare. The last thing she wants to do is run 5 furlongs on debut. She showed enough. She's well drawn. Take a shot. It's a spread race to me. Pacific Front is in the mix. The last episode. See, here's the thing with last episode. She's just really slow, but she's going to get bet for Todd Nyrad.
Yeah, she will. We can just show the replay here, because take note of how Royal Winter runs
today. Well, this is a sister race.
Yes,
thank you.
Because this is Royal last episode here. Now, just watch this horse, because it says that she lugged in. She didn't yes, she lugged in, but she switched into her left lead, and we're going to see it here. And she kind of ran into Bento, so she's in her right lead there, and then we'll see her just take the jump into the left lead, and she does it there. And she kind of just dives in just a little bit. She got tired. She was labored. She's not much. She's a bet against.
So here's the thing I do want to note, though. This is why she ran so much better than Royal Winter. It doesn't matter. They're in different races. The horses that were 1, 2, 3 on the line in that race were 8, 10, 11 at the pace call. The race epically fell apart. She was still up there.
She did.
So that does flatter her a little more, whereas a Royal Winter clearly took advantage of the flow of the race. They're in different races. It's not really significant.
Yeah.
But I think it's noteworthy. She ran better than a slow as heck 58 buyer says. I'll give her that.
Yeah.
I don't love her in here, and I think we're both on to something, fresh new faces kind of thing. Well, that's it. It's a really good 10-race card today. Before we leave you, though, let's take a look at the lightning round. And we'll start it with, we had a good day yesterday with the stakes as well. It was good to see Red Carpet Ready return. Oscars are tonight. Maybe that was tipping everybody off. But Ronnie's best bet of the day at 4-1, by the way. So that Ronnie guy, he's okay.
He is. We had to get hit in the head with a board. She
yeah.
runs great fresh. This was a perfect. I mean, there's no excuse from Spirit Wind and Olivia Darling.
No, and I'm going to tell you what. This is her first time against older fillies, stakes fillies as well, fillies with recency. If she's going to do this off the shelf, she's set up for a pretty significant campaign.
Yeah.
You know, I think of the Madison at Keeneland. You got the grade 1 at Churchill. You know, she is going to be front and center in those kind of races, and she likes it here as well. We saw her win a graded stakes against 3-year-old fillies here last year as well. And picture perfect, Coppola again, back to back.
It was a big victory for Dale Romans. It was awesome. This horse got up just in time. Had 2 stakes wins in a row. What a serious horse they've got on their hands here. He loves this grass horse.
I don't think Big Invasion, who's barely even in your picture right now, I don't think he relished the ground. I don't think he ran very well either. So
no,
I don't know.
I'm not. Yeah.
Might be a little bit of a fade going forward. It was his first start since the Breeders' Cup. I get all that. The Teat Teat Pete pick 3 is intact today.
It is. It's no Tapeta. It's no Tapeta turf. It's all turf today. $3 minimum wager, 15% takeout. Get involved.
Coast to coast as well between Gulfstream and our sister track at Santa Anita. We'll take a look at that. $1 minimum on a 15% bet. There you see it there. Race 9 and 10 here. A little spready at Santa Anita. So we'll take you from about 4 o'clock to about 7:15 in the PM on that one. Your best bet?
In awe today.
Okay, George Weaver, second-time starter, and I'm a little lower on the totem pole, I think, with Accomplished Girl. Can't wait to see her back sprinting on the turf. Your long shot, we have to wait till about 4:36 in the PM, and you're kind of winking at me. That might not be a long shot.
I'm not.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I mean, no, wait. I think it will.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say this. If she's ready to roll, she might be about 8-5 because the proven runners aren't a lot.
That's true,
You know, there's so many different ways you can go there in the finale. My long shot is in the finale as well. Streeterville down inside. And she should be a square price in there at 12. So it's a good card. We're happy to have you aboard. We're happy to have Pete Aiello upstairs as well. He will walk you through the scratches and the changes. Ronnie is out here with me for the opener. Samantha will be on the turf course for race number 2. Let's get going here at Gulfstream in less than 22 minutes. Stay tuned.